Welcome back. Now time to get your phones, tablets, and start getting interactive. Send the messages and send them coming because Jennifer Asante is here.
You switched
Jennifer
it.
Asante, pardon me. So what do you have?
Well, today we're giving JN Interactive a little bit of a celebrity shine. Yeah, we have a few celebrities talking Dumsor in social media, so we're taking a look at that. And also, Elvis Ifriankra is crying again.
Again?
Yeah, this time he's crying that we're treating him a bit too harsh. So
really?
That's what we're looking at today.
I don't think so.
All right, so we think of celebrities as people living beyond the struggles that we normal people contend with. But are they really? Going to the hospital in this Dumsor era is proving to be tougher than we originally thought. We'll be taking a quick look at that and also asking the question, have we treated Elvis Ifriankra unfairly? He seems to think so. I might give you my opinion, as this is the show that lets you give yours. My name is Jennifer Jane Asante, and you are welcome to JN Interactive. I promised you could give me your opinion, and you can do that by social media. So look us up on Facebook. It's Joy News on TV. We use that same name as our handle for Twitter. We have another account that's JN Interactive GH. You can send us an email if you like. Send it to joynewsim@multitvworld.com. And if you send me a WhatsApp on 054-01-09-009, I promise you I'll read it. Now, when people think of celebrities, they think of people living the fabulous life. You know, the things that weigh us down are totally out of their reach. Or are they? You know, Yvonne Nelson might just be a regular person after all.
Yvonne Nelson vented out her frustrations on Twitter this way. The minute people in government start investing in generators will be the end of Ghana. They will make sure the Dumsor continues forever and ever. It's so sad. This Dumsor crap is here to stay. They will just not tell the people the truth. They'll wait and let us get used to it. Ghanaians, wake up. We seriously don't deserve this. Hashtag Dumsor must stop. I can never get used to it. How does our economy grow? Businesses are closing. Kids in school are failing. What a shame. Hashtag Dumsor must stop. How will our country be productive? We can't function. It's so wrong. The president doesn't even see our tweets from him because the page is obviously not run by him. What's the use if you don't handle your account?
Well, this was fast on the heels of John Dumelo's show of support for President John Mahama on an Accra-based radio station. You know, the whole Rome wasn't built in one day tweet message. You see, John and Yvonne are not the only celebrities talking Dumsor issues. Quite a number of them. Just pick any celebrity at random and take a quick look at their Facebook or their Twitter feed, and you'll find out that they are going through a fair amount of frustration too, just like you and I. So, if celebrities are feeling the same things that we are feeling, are they just people? I'll be talking to an entertainment analyst in a little while. His name is Francis Doku. But first, we need to take a quick break. This is JN Interactive, and we're talking celebrity Dumsor. We have an entertainment analyst on the phone. His name is Francis Doku, and I just want to find out, Francis, have you seen the celebrity social media activity on Dumsor?
Well, I think it's very interesting. Interesting because these are different views from two different people, and it kind of reflects the society. I mean, because even in the society, there are people who hold the same view as John, and there are others who also hold a view as Yvonne Nelson.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a mirror of the society. I mean, every citizen, regardless of whether they are celebrities or ordinary citizens, have their view about how things are done, how things are run. So I think this is just a way of everybody expressing themselves in the way they think. And in a political dispensation, you have to accommodate all views. So I think they are just citizens who are expressing themselves as we all do.
Yeah, but you would think that they would be above all of this. You know, they seem larger than life. You see them on TV, you watch them in movies, and you think, oh my. You don't really think of them as going through all the struggles that you and I go through.
That's how it is. That's how I think the celebrity life is. But I tell you, I mean, people even who are celebrities, you and I come close to most of these people than the other people, you know, and we know that, you know, they also have their own private life. They feel the pain that some people feel, you know, depends on what level of pain is injected to them. They have their own views as well. I mean, and I would perhaps understand Yvonne more in the sense that, look, she's just not an actress. She also does other things. She's into production, you know, and all that. I'm sure that affects her business so much that at some point she cannot contain it anymore. That's, in my view, why she probably expressed that view. And so, like that businessman who perhaps is so rich or so back, because this impacts on his business, he can't employ, you know, people, have to lay people off. She also feels it like everybody else. So, I mean, I know that they're human. I know that they are citizens like we all are. So they would express themselves in a manner that would be surprising, but it reflects for how human beings express themselves.
Yeah, you say they're human, they're citizens like us, but we know that they're not exactly like us. Aren't they in a better position to be heard?
Well, I think that they could use different ways to express themselves.
Okay.
I mean, you have to go on the Twitter and Facebook channels and pages of some of these very celebrated international celebrities. And they express their views about how their countries are run. They express their views about, you know, simple things of economics, simple things of race, you know, things that affect the everyday person, just like it affects them too. You know, so I think it's not different in this setting from what happens in other places. And the fact has to be said that if you are a celebrity, you are supposed to use your status to change things, you know, things that are negative in the society, that you think are negative in the society. You're supposed to use your status to help change those things, to help form views, you know, and all that. That's what I think that John Dumelo wanted to do with his view. He says that the government is working on the things, on the Dumsor thing, and we should have patience for them. But Yvonne also thinks otherwise. She thinks that enough harm has been caused and somebody should fix it immediately. I think you would agree that despite they being celebrities, these are genuine views on both sides. There are people who think that, yes, the government is putting an effort to solve it. But there are also people who think that, look, it's taking too long for this to be solved. So, honestly, I do not think that it's a big deal that they would come out in that manner. And also, it has to be put in context that in John's case, and also in Yvonne's case, they were asked a question, you know, in an interview. And so how they will put it will determine how people will interpret it. But I don't know, whatever you say is how you feel. So, it's just two sides of the same coin. We're all talking about them. So I think I have my view, you have your view. So John has his view, and Yvonne also has a view. I think what has to be said is that they didn't express the two views on the same program. It was expressed differently.
Yes, he was on radio and she was on Twitter.
Yes, you know, it was expressed differently on different platforms. But then we're talking about it because it expressed two different views of the same issue.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you for talking to us, Francis. Francis Doku is an entertainment analyst. Now, naturally, the Twitter universe is alive with all of this celebrity noise. So let's find out what's trending with Lord Harris Iduasari.
So two favorite celebrities in Ghana have found themselves on two extreme sides On the same matter, Dumsor. Well, one party is saying that, look, we've had enough, and so Dumsor must stop. And there's a hashtag to it. And then another party is also saying that, look, you guys can give the president pressure, okay? Besides, Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, this has gotten several people talking on social media. Let's go find out some of the Twitter comments. The first one is from Asahene S. Prooks. Light goes out for 24 hours, and the so-called leaders expect us to cool about it? Hell no, we won't. Hashtag Dumsor must stop. Okay, and apparently, Leko has an exam to write. He says, exams tomorrow and the lights are out. Dumsor must stop. Start studying now. And Primzo is kind of trying to start a movement here. He says, I think Ghanaians, we should all join voices and let the government know that we are suffering. Hashtag Dumsor must stop. Here's another tweet from Jim, who sounds rather depressed. Now, depressing stuff this morning. I don't normally do this, but if you're out there, Superman, please save my Ghana. And these are some of the responses by people about what John Dumelo said about Rome not being built in a day. John Dumelo seems to know more about Rome, even though I doubt if he's catalogued the beautiful city in one of his travelogues. Here's another from Ameo Debra. We need solutions. Yvonne Nelson and John Dumelo divided over President Mahama. Final one I'm taking is from Mahama's classmates. Okay. John Dumelo saying we shouldn't mount pressure on Mahama. BC Rome wasn't built in a day. Was Rome built in darkness? No light. How can you build Rome? Very interesting responses there, huh? Well, this has been What's Trending. And I'm Lord Harry Sidwasari.
All right, so let's take a look at what you have been saying on Dumsor, how it's affected you, on what Yvonne Nelson put out, and what John Dumelo said. Let's take a look at Facebook. So the question, how has the Dumsor affected you? So Nanama Pape Bibuatin says, it has, pa, my TV, fridge, and at work too. Harriet Nana Inkum says there are no jobs in Ghana now because of the Dumsor. They are laying people off. How much we that are now applying, we are dead. As for me, dear, I regret voting for the NDC. Okay. I can't say Ghana. The Dumsor has affected me a lot. One of the annoying things is I enjoyed 6 hours lights and 48 hours light off, which is not right and fair, and the ECG cannot explain the reason behind all this. No, for God knows, Billy says it's affected him badly, economically and psychologically. His dependency ratio has gone up from 3 to 7 now due to the layoff of workers. In fact, I believe now that politicians do care about us, especially Mr. President. Okay, oh, Wise Men King Papani says, I couldn't iron my things on my wedding day, all because of Dumkra. Sorry, okay. I have Joa Samoa who says, even if the lights comes, it's half current. You can't use it for anything, only lighting. Okay, people are coming up with all sorts of things. Jimmy Ajete has malaria. Carl's Kwashi Captain says, badly, my cell phone's battery is in bad condition, but what can I do but just be shh. Carls, I know how you feel. I'm constantly charging my phone. All right. So Anu, Eric says, it has affected my studies and I can't sleep at night. Jay Rockefeller has to close down his factory, which employs 15 workers. He's ready to take us to the fight. Okay, we might give you a call on that one. Kareem Mohammed says it's worse than war. I'll never forget Dumsor because it worried my life too much. Idrisu Abdul Somed says, seriously speaking, I'm a final year student of an undergraduate degree and we were scheduled to take a mid-semester examination, but it has further been postponed due to this whole thing of Dumsor. Okay. Kofi Atakra Mensa thinks Dumsor is similar to Ebola. Why do I have the feeling that Dumsor has happened here in Kokomlemle? All right. Apia Winnie Gamelel says, in fact, my 1 week soup and my meat have all spoiled. Why? ECG. 4 days, no light. It's too much. It's now Dumkra. We have so many of these coming in. Opokunwama is a welder. He says when he goes to work, he sits there idle doing nothing. They hardly get their daily sales. Kra. Dumsor is killing their work. Okay, there are a lot of comments coming in. I'm going to take a quick break so I can drink some water, and then we'll come back with some more. Well, Elvis Ifeanyi is crying again. This time, though, he's crying because he believes we're treating him poorly. He says he hasn't been officially accused, investigated, or charged with any crime. The former sports minister says government appointees and ministers cannot resign whenever allegations of corruption and wrongdoing are made against them. Now, he says if ministers were to resign at the least media report, there'd be nobody left in government. So we asked people, are we being mean to Elvis?
Because somebody, we don't come out fully whether he has done something wrong, but they say because he's a figurehead, so they talk a lot of things about him which are all negative, which are all false. So let's see if, for instance, something is being given to him and he's not able to account for it. Then they can talk. But at times we cook the matter before the matter comes out. It's very wrong.
No. Right. It's fair. It's fair because our tax money, where they used to go to the Brazil and then you chop the money. You have to pay the money because now they collect tax from me. You see that thing? That's why I have to pay the money because you don't want him to say, let's forget him. No. You have to pay.
It's fair. It's very fair that the time that they came from the wake up, as they were saying about he has collected Ghanaian's money, he should have come out and said that this is what I mean. This is the amount of money they spent. But I didn't say anything. The time he realized that the Ghanaians people are mentioning his name, that's why he came out to say something about it. That's what I can say.
Yes, I think so. Why? Because apart from other sports ministers, which I know, apart from him, he is the only one who managed to raise money from the corporate this thing. Apart from those things, he done well. And if you listen to the commission and those things, those things that they allege that he did no. To me, I don't think that those things are true. They are like somebody home and like imagination. So to me, you know, a lot of those things that they said about him, I don't believe it.
All right, well, different people have different opinions. Let's find out what yours are from Facebook. We'll be taking a quick look at the question, do you think Elvis Ifeanyi has been misjudged? Mohammed Atro Damongo says, well, any decision taken by our country's prosecutor should be taken in good faith, so no disagreement there. I am going to ask that your comments coming in are nice. We have Roy Che says, I belong to the MPP, but I think he's being misjudged. Let's wait for the content in the document sent to the president first before we start judging him. We will never be happy if we're condemned before sent to court. Noah God knows Billy. I hope you have evidence to back your statement that everybody knows this one. Opokunwama says, we all have eyes and ears. Elvis deserves whatever is being meted to him. Daniel Kombiok Jr. says, what goes around comes around. He's been misjudged. Wisdom Okutu says, is there not enough evidence against him that he's corrupt? He says there isn't, so let's see. Noel A. Smith, no, everybody saw what happened during that time. Never and ever has he been misjudged. And Musa Abattoir says, of course, it's not only being misjudged, but attacking his reputation as well. The prof is not being just to Elvis Ifeanyi. Okay, so I'm taking you back into the Dumsor era because One of the hospitals that seems to have been affected by all of this is the Ridge Hospital. You see, it seems the current power crisis facing the country is seriously having effects on healthcare delivery at some of the public hospitals in the country. Now, media reports say the Ridge Government Hospital in Accra is reeling under the effects of the situation. So even though the hospital has a standby plan to provide power during doom periods, it said that for the past 4 months, management have not been able to buy diesel to power the facility for use. Made me curious, and I had to ask, if you had to go to the hospital, would you pay a little extra for power? Well, I put that question on Facebook, and this is what you said. I'm taking you back here again. Wise man King Papani, if I'm unable to pay for my hospital bills, how much more for Dumkra? Oh dear. An Arsenal supporter, Aslam Bamba, says even to pay for hospital bills is a problem, not to talk of Dumsor. Never. Okay, it doesn't look like people want to pay, but I do have a longer one here that says, why not? I would pay because every Ghanaian needs to understand that the power crisis is not caused by anybody. It's natural because our Kosovo needs plenty water to generate the lights for us. But as I'm speaking, His Excellency John Mahama and his entourage are putting all things in order to solve this problem permanently. And that was Mohammed Achuru. Nantokmba Badimusu says, I disagree with Mohammed Achuru that the power crisis is natural, but it's rather because of corruption and mismanagement of our resources. Above him, God knows Billy says, why not? I will pay because my life is at stake due to an irresponsible politician. Oh, all right, then moving on. Alaji Adamu says, no, electricity is already part of the current charges. Why pay more? Okay. Oyo Mekarich says, yes, because need to pray so that they can buy fuel for generator. Keta Municipal Hospital, we pray. Oh, we've been paying 3 cedi from Monday. Okay, that one took a little deciphering. And Cornelius Body says, I will do that willingly to help save lives. Life is precious, you know. I totally agree. Life indeed is precious. Okay, so I'm going to ask Aisha to join me. If you wouldn't mind waiting, we'll take a short break. Okay. So I asked Aisha to join me because time is just about up, but I wanted to give her the chance.
Me, tell them the truth.
I missed you.
Yes, I know. I missed you too, Jane. My name is Aisha Ibrahim.
And I'm Jennifer Jane Asante. Always a pleasure being here with you on Jane Interactive.
Enjoy the rest of our programs.